Mercedes had a disappointing start to the 2023 season, but demonstrated significant improvement at the Spanish Grand Prix. Both drivers secured podium finishes, marking the first time this year. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen continued his dominant run, achieving his 5th victory of the season. However, the noteworthy aspect was Mercedes, equipped with their new W14 car, potentially re-establishing themselves as the primary threat to Red Bull. For the second consecutive year, the German racing stable has struggled to compete for victories since the introduction of the new cars in 2022. Their only win came from George Russell's triumph in Brazil last year, while Lewis Hamilton hasn't finished first since the chaotic race in Saudi Arabia in 2021. Mercedes introduced several upgrades in Monaco, but their true test on a conventional track took place in Barcelona. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff acknowledged that the car's performance was influenced by the cool weather conditions. After a disappointing start to the season with their new W14 Challenger, Russell hinted that fans should anticipate noteworthy developments from Mercedes at their home race in Silverstone. The German manufacturer has been diligently working at its Brackley factory to implement a range of changes to the car and pursue overall gains in downforce with the latest advancements. Mercedes has been striving to provide its drivers with a more consistent and stable platform. Apart from notable visual alterations to the side pods, adjustments have also been made to the front suspension and floor. All eyes will be on Mercedes in Canada, as spectators eagerly await another strong performance at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve to validate their positive progress along the development path. The introduction of a radical upgrade in Monaco raises the question of whether there is untapped potential in the W14. Russell may have already provided an answer, teasing the arrival of additional upgrades within a short timeline, spanning the next few F1 races. Excitement builds for the Silverstone race, with the team expecting to be in a favorable position to compete for a good result. However, Russell cautions against getting carried away with just one result, emphasizing the need for balanced expectations. The team has made remarkable progress in implementing these upgrades. It appears that Aston Martin and Ferrari may have slightly underperformed in the Spanish race. Therefore, it remains to be seen what the upcoming races will bring, but undoubtedly, it is a significant leap forward for Mercedes. Andrew Shovlin, the trackside engineering director, echoed Toto Wolff's sentiment that the car performed well at the Barcelona circuit, leveraging the team's inherent strengths. However, he acknowledges that the Canadian Grand Prix will present a different challenge and does not expect to surpass Red Bull in the short term. The updated kit showcased excellent performance at circuits like Barcelona, particularly with its high-speed capabilities. Although the car itself would have been competitive there, as Mercedes tends to excel at fast circuits rather than front-limited tracks, they achieved a well-balanced setup and impressive race pace. Looking ahead to Montreal, a circuit characterized by low-speed corners and long straightaways, the team anticipates a greater challenge. They are prepared for a battle with Ferrari, Aston Martin, and potentially even Alpine. After Ferrari and Mercedes introduced significant upgrade packages, Aston Martin has emphasized its forthcoming major update in Montreal. Following a relatively subdued performance for the British team in Spain, it will be intriguing to compare the enhanced AMR23 against the revised W14. The competition is now focused on determining which team has assembled the most comprehensive package to challenge Red Bull's flawless performance this year. However, due to Red Bull's dominance, Mercedes' potential in 2023 will likely be limited to securing a consistent second place on the grid, while simultaneously striving to narrow the substantial gap to the current championship leaders. These are realistic and attainable targets for Mercedes. Throughout the turbo hybrid era, Mercedes has consistently displayed an impressive rate of development. Even during their most challenging campaign last year, when faced with a performance deficit, they managed to close the gap and engage in a fierce battle with Ferrari for second place. At the beginning of the year, it seemed like a distant hope to return to their previous dominant position, potentially signaling the end of their era as title contenders. However, Mercedes now sees a glimmer of hope as they make strides towards recapturing their former glories. Although they still have a long way to go to match Red Bull's benchmark, the recent upgrade was never intended to immediately bridge the gap for regular race wins. Instead, it represents the first step in recovering the lost ground Mercedes has suffered since the beginning of last year. On the other hand, Ferrari's prospects appear more concerning based on the indications from Spain. After starting 2022 by challenging Red Bull for victories, they have progressively fallen further behind, raising doubts about their performance trajectory. The upgrades brought to the race over the weekend by Ferrari may have been another unsuccessful attempt to improve their performance. Instead, they may have led the team down another unproductive path. Their car continues to struggle with tire management, evident as Carlos Sainz, who started second on the grid, finished fifth, a considerable 45 seconds behind Verstappen. Undoubtedly, this was not the anticipated result for the Scuderia. Barcelona is a circuit that often exposes a car's true performance characteristics and provides valuable data for evaluation. It has witnessed extensive testing, allowing teams to assess their strengths and weaknesses. Lewis Hamilton is well aware of this, as it was during pre-season testing in Spain where the strengths of some of Mercedes' most dominant cars became evident. Conversely, it was also in Barcelona last year that the weaknesses of their design under the new regulations were first exposed. Toto Wolff cautions against complacency within the Mercedes team, emphasizing that the potential shown at the Spanish Grand Prix should not be seen as conclusive proof that they are on track to surpass Red Bull. While he believes the current situation differs from 12 months ago, when improved pace at the Spanish GP did not translate to subsequent races, he remains cautious and doesn't want to get carried away just yet. Managing expectations is crucial, as despite facing strong competition from Aston Martin and Ferrari, Hamilton remains confident that Mercedes' performance in Spain is a true reflection of their current standing. According to the common saying, being quick in Barcelona generally indicates a strong car overall. Hamilton believes that Mercedes will continue to be strong in the upcoming races, even though there may be occasions where Aston Martin or Ferrari hold a slight advantage. He emphasizes that their race pace remains a notable strength, as it was last year. Hamilton feels that they have gained a deeper understanding of the car, particularly during the recent weekend, and can rely on that knowledge moving forward. However, he acknowledges the need to enhance the overall performance of the car to close the not be disregarded. Mercedes' performance in Spain showcases glimpses of their potential and highlighted areas where they have made progress. However, it is clear that they still have a substantial gap to close in order to challenge the dominant force of Red Bull. The Spanish Grand Prix could be seen as a turning point for Mercedes. While they may not be in a position to challenge for race wins immediately, it served as a stepping stone towards their resurgence. The insights gained from Barcelona will be crucial in identifying areas for further improvement and refining their strategy for future races. The upcoming races will be crucial for Mercedes as they continue to assess their performance and make necessary adjustments. They will need to find the right balance between pushing for immediate results and focusing on long-term development. Closing the gap to Red Bull will require meticulous planning, effective upgrades, and maximizing the potential of their talented driver lineup. In conclusion, while Mercedes still has work to do to catch up to Red Bull, the Spanish Grand Prix provided a glimmer of hope for their championship aspirations. Their exceptional development capabilities and the determination of their drivers set the stage for a potential resurgence. It will be intriguing to see how they navigate the challenges ahead and if they can gradually bridge the gap to the front of the grid. What are your expectations for Mercedes in Canada? Do you believe they can replicate the impressive performance they had in Spain? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Formula One content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for future updates and videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video with all the exciting updates from the world of Formula One.